Ladies, if no one's told you yet, you're fucking trash. You're trash. Do better. Get better. Improve. You fucking suck. Okay? You suck. You're shitty at dating. You don't understand men. You don't care about men. You don't care what men want. And then you turn around and complain when you're single. It's a self-fulfilled prophecy. You made your bed, lie in it, right? But you want your cake and eat it too because you're brainwashed and programmed into thinking that you're a princess, into thinking that your shit doesn't stink. But it does. You suck. Okay? You just understand that. The first step to improving yourself is to admitting that you suck. It's to recognizing and saying, oh shit, I'm really bad at this. I need to improve. I need to work on some things. I need to maybe study, maybe take some notes, do some research, figure out where and how I suck, where I've gone wrong, and where I can go better. That's what competent people do. They might make a mistake, but they rectify it by figuring out where they went wrong and doing something different the next time. Instead, what women do is they try to change everything around them to compensate for their bullshit, right? They want to expel all the detractors, anybody who's saying anything they don't want to hear. They want to cut them out of their life. And what do they want to do? They want all yes men. They want everybody around them to just tell them that their shit doesn't stink and that everything's beautiful. And that's narcissism, okay? That's not being an adult. That's not being a mature person. That's not being accountable. And if you're not a mature, you're not an adult, and you're not an accountable, you can't have a relationship. That's just facts. You can't be a good partner in a relationship if you can't admit that you're wrong, and you can't say, you know what, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You know what, this was wrong. And it's sad that so many people go through life like that. So many relationships out there are built on a foundation of fear that the man will mess up and displease his woman. And I think that that's sad and that's scary and that's really fucking pathetic and hurtful towards men, towards the man who has to deal with that situation, who has to live in that household where he's being held hostage by this woman. Really, that's what it is. The man is being held hostage. Oh, if I say the wrong thing, she could divorce me. If I do the wrong thing, I've got, happy wife, happy life. That's fear, man. You're living your life in fear of a woman. Is that alpha? And these dudes, these fucking delusional, fucking usually fat, dumbass dudes who think that they're alpha men couldn't be any more beta. Because any dude who's saying, I'm an alpha man and all this shit, and goes into a relationship and says, yes, dear, happy wife, happy life. That's that dude. That's that dude. The dude who goes, I'm an alpha male, he's the dude who ends up happy wife, happy life type shit. Every time. Because that dude because anybody who's like, I'm an alpha male, you're not an alpha male, guy. You're not an alpha. Alpha males don't have to tell you they're alpha males. And bullshit to all that shit anyways. Fuck all that dumb shit anyways. That's cool when you're 20 or 25 years old and you want to go out and be a badass, but when you hit 40, you realize that shit ain't shit. That there's nothing there. That's nothing about nothing. Alpha male, beta, it means nothing. Means nothing. Zero. Not a thing at all. It's pure ego. It's pure stupidity. Pure dumb shit. It's just men who haven't evolved. That's all that is. Okay? And that's the type of dude who ends up with that woman. Who ends up with the controlling, woman who has no, you know, self, no ability to self-crit, can't self-critique herself at all, can't improve as a human being, stays in the same cycles, the same, has no growth, no maturity, because when you, if you don't want to improve, you'll find any excuse not to improve. If you don't want to be real, you'll find any excuse not to be real. And I just think that's most women out there. Most women, you are shitty. No one is telling you, hey, the reason why you're single is because you're shitty. The reason why you can't get a man is because you're shitty. You can't get a quality man. Sure, you can get those dumbass yes men. Here's another thing. A lot of women say, oh, where's all the good men? They're talking about the top fucking tier dude. They're talking about the hero of the movie. That's what they're talking about. Where's all the good men? There's probably a lot of good men around you who've come into your sphere, who've orbited in and out of your life. Probably a lot of good men, I would say, because there's a lot of good men out there in general. I hate this shit where these women are like, where's all the good men? They're everywhere because they have to be good. Men don't have the option not to be good. Why? Because we got to pay bills. We just do. If you have an option not to be good, you have a lot of time on your hands. That's what I'll say. The reason why men stay out of trouble for the most part is because they don't fucking have time to get into trouble. So that's why I don't believe this bullshit that like, oh, all men are trash, all men this, all men that, because they don't have time. We don't have time to be all men this or all men that. You're the fucking problem. It's, as a man, as a guy who knows men, who understands how men think, men are so fucking simple. Just be decent looking. Just be nice and kind. Just be amiable. Just have a little bit of morals. Don't have a high body count. It's pretty simple, man. I've got higher standards, and I tell men, raise your standards. But honestly, the real truth is that men have pretty low standards. Just be decently attractive. Just don't be a bitch. Just be kind, be amiable. You're good to go. But women are out here complicating stuff. Women are out here and the reason why is because they want their cake and eat it too. The reason why everything's so complicated, the reason why they can never find a good man, they're always jumping from relationship to relationship, is because they have too many options. It's because there's too many options. They have everything handed to them. And when you don't work for something, you don't appreciate the results as much. Right? There's something to be said for that. In this context. But someone's just got to say it. You're trash. You're shitty. You're not fun. You're not cool. You're not, everything about you is burdensome. You're not normal. You're not real. You're not down to earth. It's just cringy. It's just like, fucking grow up. Oh, really? You're 30 years old and you're not married and you don't have any kids? Grow the fuck up. What the fuck? And I'm not saying everybody's got to have kids. And I'm not saying everybody's got to get married. But let's say this. You're 30 years old and you don't have a long-term relationship type situation. I'll just put it that way. And I'll actually say, you know what? Fuck it. You're not a long-term relationship and you don't have a family. Because most people want kids, I think. I think it's actually rare not to want kids or have kids. I think it's more... I'm not sure the statistics on that, but I think most people have kids. Let me Google that real quick. Do most people have kids? Well, I don't know what the percentages of that are. Do most people have kids? Actually, oh, okay. Majority do. What's the percentages? The number of U.S. adults younger than 50 who do not have children say they're unlikely to have children rose from 37% in 2018 to 47% in 2013. That's pretty alarming, man. A 10% increase in 5 years. That's alarming, honestly. Growing number of child-free adults, declining fertility rates, younger generations plan. Not sure what that is. Okay, so 66% of U.S. adults aged 20 to 24 had or planned to have at least one child. Damn. A significant drop from 93% in 2012. So it went from 93% of 20 to 24-year-olds wanting to have kids. 93% in 2012. 2012 was not long ago. Barely, almost 15 years ago. That's not long at all. I mean, if we were talking like 1960, I could understand, but 2012, a 30% drop in under 15 years. That's crazy. Because it's not realistic anymore. It's not realistic financially, and it's not realistic culturally. People are not getting, I don't think people are getting married that much anymore. That's what I think. I think they're just dating around. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm ever going to get married. I really don't. I wanted to get married so bad when I was young, but I don't think I'm ever going to get married because it's so bad out there. The women are so bad, and the finance thing. There's no way. Well, if I ever even had a long-term relationship, I wouldn't even, forget it. Forget it. As far as signing any papers, I would never do that. I don't think there's any point to do it. I think that there's no benefit. It's all drawback, unless there's just no point. Even if you had, I think one of the best case scenario reasons why people do it. I think a lot of reason why people do it, I think it has something to do with taxes. Like you can save a lot of money on taxes or something like that. It's more fluid, or it's more. It's better to just be married if we're talking about finances. I think as far as like how it works is with taxes and different stuff like that. Maybe has something to do with leases and stuff. I don't know, because I've never been married and that's not my forte. But I guess that's the only thing I can think of that's like, what's the fucking point of it? You're signing a piece of paper what that involves the state legally into your finances. Like, it's crazy. It's an absurd. It's, when you think about it, it's absolutely an absurd notion. It's like, wait a minute. I'm legally bound to you now, and it's on paper and my signature's on it. Go fuck yourself. Like, you can fuck all the way off, honestly. You can fuck all the way off with that. I get it. The Bible talks about marriage. I understand it. It's a sanctimonious thing. It has to do with purity. It has to do with your relationship with God, all that. I get it, man. But fuck that. And it's not even it's not even just about her taking half your money, which is insane. Her taking half your possessions or whatever, which is insane, or more. Alimony, the concept of alimony is absolutely insane. Child support is understandable to a degree. That's normal. I mean, I can't even get into how fucked up the parental rights and how dads get screwed over in divorce court. That's just so sad. I can't even get into it, and I don't want to get into it because it's too depressing. Men know, if you know, it's just messed up for men. What's the point? What's the point of that? I don't know. I'm off on a tangent, obviously, but what's the point? for men, what's the point? What's our incentive? What do we have to look forward to out here? Like, what are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing here? Like, you're telling me I got to work 9 to 5 just to fucking support myself. And I can't even, I got to manipulate, maneuver, and plan and fucking this, that, and the third, and blood, sweat, and tears to even get a good job. Otherwise I'm going to be working some shitty job with, for no pay, which is insane, right? I mean, what's the fucking point? And it's like you do all that just to survive, and what do you get out of it? Shitty women who don't love you, who don't care about you. They're not going to have your back. If you lose your money, they're not going to have your back once you stop doing the thing they like, whatever that thing is, right? They're not going to have your back when times get tough. Like, what the fuck is the point? That's what marriage is supposed to be. You got your person in the corner. You got your homie. That's when everybody else fails you, you got your significant other. That's the whole fucking point. Like, what are we talking about? Who's training people? Who's educating people? Who's telling people what it's all about? Nobody. Like why do people not know this? It's not about you, man. People think relationships are like all about them. Well, this how's this relationship benefiting me? How is it kindling joy in my life? I need to cut out all the things that don't benefit me. Me. It's like, nah, bro, that's not what a real relationship is. A real relationship is when two people come together and they're like, I got this person's back no matter what. And this person's got my back no matter what. That's what a real love relationship is. And it's not just based on the fact that you got each other's back. That's there, but it's based on love. I love this person, and this person's got my back. That's what it is, period. It's based on love and support. Love, support. Love and support. That's it. Love, intimacy, support. That's it, man. Love, intimacy, support, friendship. Simple. That's what a family is. But if you're out here, oh, I gotta impress my woman. Oh, it's all about her. Happy wife, happy life. I mean, that's an imbalance right already. She's running the household already. She's got you afraid already. Right? She got you afraid, man. Gotta keep the wife happy. So what do? You cower and you walk on eggshells. You try to say the right thing. Like, what the fuck? What is that? If you're in fear, if you have an underlying fear that's always there in the back of your mind that my wife could divorce me, like, what's the point? How about this? How about fuck all that? And how about I love this person, they love me, they got my back, I got their back. If that changes, they can walk away. But it is what it is. The problem with marriage is it says you're bound to this. It's stupid anyways. It's like, what's binding you? Nothing. If you cheat, you just get a divorce and the paper's annulled. It's fucking stupid. It's really fucking stupid. There's no binding power in that piece of paper. It's just your signature. The only thing that's that's binding it, or I should say, the only thing that's making it legitimate is the fact that the man could lose all his money, because that's a real legitimate fear. Oops, if we get divorced, I'll lose all my money, so I gotta be careful, because I'll lose half my shit, right? So it's fear. It's like an incentive. It's like a fear-based incentive, and it's like, I don't know if I want to live my life like that. I don't know if I want, I don't want to be in a relationship like that, man. But we got to start speaking the truth, man. We gotta start speaking the truth to these women. You ain't shit. You're a little gold digger. You're a little manipulative feminist. You're a little hoe who's sleeping around. These women ain't shit, man. That's the truth. If you remove sex, if you take sex away from a woman, she ain't shit. Take sex away. Take sex away. What power do they have? What do they bring to the table? What innovation? What humor? What wisdom? What skill? What rational, philosophical, ideological, advancements are women bringing to the table? Nothing. Every once in a while, you'll get a woman who, writes a good book or does something great, or, every once in a while. But what the fuck? Take away sex, and what's the point, man? There's no point. That's what you bring to the table. That's what women bring. If you want to bring something else, prove it. Prove it. Prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. Prove me wrong. Where's the women who have a good mind, who have a good head on their shoulders? Where's the women who've got good hearts, who've got love in their hearts? Where's the women who are balanced in their compassion, who are not hypocritical in their caring for others, who are not selfish in their life pursuits, who actually live for an ideal or have moral standards and character, who live with integrity and discipline and conviction, right? These are important things, man. Do you want to marry somebody who doesn't have conviction in something, who's wishy-washy, who changes her mind often? She can be manipulated. She can be, stand for something, or you'll fall for everything, right? If you don't have conviction, then you're not going to be good to anything. What are you going to be good to, as far as what you believe in? That's what conviction is. It's the steadfastness to continue to believe what you believe despite opposition or despite environmental pressure and problems. That's a part of character. I can't tell you, I don't know if I've met maybe a handful of women who've had conviction in my entire life. Most women are really only loyal to their own selfish desires. So they can't even have conviction, because in order to have conviction, you have to believe in something aside from yourself. You have to believe in something higher than yourself. And I don't see that happening for the most part. Occasionally, there's once in a blue moon I'll see it, but it's rare. So what do you bring to the table if you don't have, if you're not, seriously, what do you bring? Intimacy, and you bring sex, and that's it. And okay, so what do you're out there manipulating with that. Men want sex, and you're manipulating with that. You say you ain't shit. As a woman, you ain't shit. A woman who's using sexuality to gain benefits is a prostitute. You ain't shit. Men need to start telling women that. You ain't shit. You think I'm going to pay for a dinner for you? Hell no. You think I'm going to wine and dine you like you deserve it? You got to be out of your mind. Stay far away from me with that manipulation crap. Stay far away from me with that. Men need to start telling women they ain't shit. You ain't shit. I'm not dating you. You ain't shit. What are you bringing to the table? I'm not talking about finances. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about that inner character. What are you bringing to the table? Do you have a low body count? Do you know how to support and love a man? Were you raised with good Christian traditional morals? Do you have a good head on your shoulders? Do you have a good heart? No? All you're bringing is sex? Go away. I can get that anywhere. That's how men need to react to women. For real. That's all I got to say about that.